Hey, you know, it's late night as I kind of relax and unwind my day. My mind gets to pondering, I get to thinking. These are random thoughts. These are eco random thoughts. But I'm always thinking about nature. I'm always thinking about solving problems. And also, I'm curious on how things work. And for some reason, I went on a search because I'm thinking it's a couple of things that always amaze me. We talk about fossil fuels, we talk about fuel, and I keep thinking in my head, every time I pump gas, I keep thinking fossil fuels, fossil fuels, fossil fuels. And whatever your beliefs or whatever your thoughts are, I'm not trying to get into any of that, but reality is reality. It's proven fact that we're changing through our practices, through what we're doing, through our uses of natural resources. We are affecting the environment. And I'm always thinking, like, all these people at this rest stop, or all these people as I travel at this gas station, they're pumping fossil fuels, and fuels are they come from the earth. And I'm thinking, why do we have fuel in the earth? Why do we have oils in the earth? And I keep thinking about this thing. And what is the effect of us having oil in the earth? So I think about what we put the oil in. We utilize oil for all kinds of things, different types of oil. We use oil for cooking. It keeps things from burning up. It protects objects. It slows down the process of burning. It also reduces friction. It also generates energy. It allows explosions. It allows things to break. It keeps things from breaking down. Like oil keeps things from breaking down. Like you put oil into your engine. Without oil in your engine will break down. It's too much heat, too much friction. Then you have a breakdown on your engine. And I'm thinking, if we keep taking so much of this oil out of the earth, what are we doing to the earth's engine? I don't know. It just don't seem right with me. It don't sit right with me. And I know we have come accustomed to utilizing fossil fuels, and I get it. We are spoiled as humans, and we want things the way we want them. We want things right now, and we want product, service, and goods, and a lot of things that we use, as far as health wise, are made out of plastics, made out of a lot of materials, that come from the earth. But then I'm also thinking about water. We had a lot of drought in the United States, but then we having a lot of winter storms. Like it's almost the earth correcting itself, right? And if the earth is correcting itself by providing cold weather, it's trying to keep us sustained. And when I say us, we are animals, we are nature. Sometimes we become disconnected from it mentally, but we still connected no matter what you think. We still move in herds. People still get off at 5 o'clock. They still go to work at 8 and 9 o'clock. They still go to lunch. We still move in herds. We still have weekends. We still have Mondays. We still move like herds, like animals. Move at the clock. Although we have exceptions to the rule, no different between animals. You got owls that work at night. You have chickens that get up in the middle before the crack of dawn. Then you have all kinds of just different bird species, reptiles, and animals. But then I think about the water. They said the earth is covered. The majority of earth is covered with water, right? And then it leads me to think about, some whales are the size of large planes that we get in and we fly. And that still blows my mind that this big old large object can get up off the ground and just fly. Or a gigantic ship can float in the sea. Not only is nature amazing, but the intelligence of man is amazing. But somehow we disconnect man and man's intelligence from nature, which is still a part of nature because we are nature. And it leads me to thinking about whales. Whales, and I think about the water in the ecosystem, right? Did you know that whales have a large part and absorb? It's we all made of carbon. We already know that. But can you imagine how much carbon goes into a whale? Even the plankton, even the animals of the sea that whales consume, it takes a lot to keep whales going, you know? But then nothing in nature just takes. Well, maybe some things like man seems to take. But even man must die. And when man dies or when a whale dies, what happens to his body? It decays. And all that carbon and all that matter, it generates the life cycle of the deep sea that we can't see, an ocean that we can't see. It's a whole world down there. And it generates a whole ecosystem that benefits the upper echelon of the ocean. Have you, I got chickens, right? Y'all know Sean and the Chickettes. Yeah, I got chickens, but they poop. I utilize that through the garden, right? It's fertilizer. It has nitrogens. It has all kinds of phosphates. It has calcium in there. It has a lot of different things, right? Have you ever thought about a whale poop? A whale poop, yeah. Guess what it is? It's beneficial to the ocean ecosystem. Long time ago, years ago, man harvested whales and almost brought them, a large number of the whale species, to extinction. But then they also looked at the impact for far as coral reefs, far as the other species that we like to eat and consume, everything connected, from the fish to the sanctuaries to the bays to everything. What I'm trying to say is everything is perfectly placed in nature, and it's perfectly placed for a reason. And each one of us plays a part into the connection of nature. And although we live and we die, we eat and we defecate, we urinate, we do all these things, but it's still connected to the earth, right? The only big problem that happens in the ecosystem is when there's one large population, whatever species it is. Whenever that species becomes so large and so consuming, it disrupts that ecosystem. And the only way you can balance all of that out is to try to conserve. Try not to utilize so much natural resources, but still use it, but replenish it back. Like, I watch so many communities that go up, and I don't know why in the world this is like I can't speak for any other country, but for some reason I watch this beautiful northern part of Florida just full of beautiful trees, and we cut the trees down, right? Which is our oxygen supply. This is a part of our oxygen supply, right? We breathe out carbon dioxide. The trees gives us oxygen, right? But the trees breathe in the carbon dioxide, and it's like the cycle. We all connected, right? But I will watch a developer buy 120, 300 acres and knock down almost every single tree except for what the city or the county may have some type of restrictions or laws or guidelines for them not to cut down certain types or certain amount. And I'm still wondering, how in the world can we find a happy medium where we understand man has to have a shelter, but how can we have a blending of, even if you have to cut down a tree, which it makes it easier for developers. I get that. It makes it more cost effective for them to move everything out of the way and then put the infrastructure down. But it seems like we should have some type of peace where we say we're not going to touch a certain portion for every so many acres, you know? We're going to leave it untouched. Or for every so many trees, we plant so many trees. Not just beautification. I love palm trees, nothing like palm trees. But it concerns me when we cut down 100 plus old live oaks in my area that's producing so much oxygen and it's giving us so many beautiful and habitats for our nature and for us as well. And I get it, the tree huggers. I get it, you know. I'm not a tree hugger, but I think it's a balance. You know what I'm saying? I think it should be a balance. It should be a balance of what we do. From the oceans. And I know we have, and people don't like regulation, but sometimes you got to put curves on people. And I'm not looking at for things to be so mandated that we can't have open market. But we need to gauge what we do as consumers. We need to analyze what we do, how we do. Do we really need it? I can cut on every single light in the house right now. It's dimly lit right now. Even my RV, I can cut on every single light to light this bad boy up. But some people, they can't stand doing video with bad lighting. But my thing is, it's a video, you know? People can't stand to be seen either taking a picture or on a video in the way that we see them every single day. That's the crazy thing. We see you every day in bad light, good light. You same person, you know what I'm saying? But for some reason, it makes people feel warm and fuzzy to have the perfect lighting, to have the perfect thing. Whatever floats your boat is your thing. But I'm talking about day to day. I get a 15-minute, hour video. Okay, utilize the light, but think about it. Are you sitting in your home right now? It's nighttime if you're viewing this, or it could be broad daylight. I want you to take assessment. I'm saying all of this to take assessment of, I want you to look around wherever you are and ask yourself, how can I reduce my impact on taking natural resources away? How can I look around? Is every light or unnecessary lights? Do you have rooms that you're not in? Even if you can't control it, if you're in a public place or what have you, how much do we just waste? If you're outside, look around and just see. You see garbage cans, you see debris, you see a lot of stuff. Just look at how much we waste, how much we throw away. And if each person, even if it's 20 people that watch this video, that take one step to say, I'm gonna reduce my waste to the best of my ability, look how much you will save natural resources. So my encouragement to you is, pay attention, look around. We all still connected, whether you feel like it or not. Whether you're in a beautiful, warm, secured home, or whether you in a tent, or whether you're in an RV like me, we're still connected to nature. We still need nature, and nature is still a resource. So just think about it, y'all. I know we got a lot of things going on, a lot of distractions, but some of these natural disasters and some of these, whether it's man-made, whether you believe it's man-made or whether you believe it's nature, it doesn't matter, because everything we need and everything we need to be sustainable is already here. And the longer we hold on and preserve it, the more resources we'll have to overcome and to conquer anything. And we can't do it by ourselves, but we got to work together. Before I leave you, I want to ask you, why does man have no hair? And I'm not talking about even if you got dreads, even if you got mullet, even if you got a full beard. We have no hair in comparison to the average animal. Our sign of human. Our teeth are dull. Our nails are manicured. Our strength, we don't even know the full potential of our strength because we never tapped into it. We're exposed to the elements, to the heat. Most of us couldn't make it. I have animals out in 20-degree weather, 17-degree weather, to 117-degree weather. And if we was exposed in all that weather as humans, without no form of like a invention or ingenuity or any type of thing that can like shield us from this, or this cover coat, what have you, we're vulnerable. But the Creator gave us a large head with a bunch of mass called a brain. And the beautiful thing about that brain is we have creative minds, creative things that can create things like guns, shelter, clothing, covering, machines, create all kinds of things. But let us use that intelligence to coexist with nature and with people. Let us use that ingenuity to coexist with nature, because we need to make sure that we know that we are connected to nature, whether we believe it or not. And just because we can trim and cut and abolish something that took centuries to build within a matter of a day or two, go easy on nature, y'all. Go easy on nature. Leave a little bit. Be a little patient. Be a little patient with nature. Be patient with each other. Just be a little patient. Just because you can kill it, don't mean you need to. Just because it may have been a little inconvenient, don't mean you need to. But I think we can exist. I think we can really think about what we're doing. And so when we go fishing, when we go hunting, whatever we do, just think about it. Just think about nature. You got enough to eat right now. You had the opportunity there. Why keep that fish? Why keep that extra buck or whatever? You know, bear, cougar, whatever. You know, just think about it. Because it's there for a reason, and so are we. And it's a reason why we have a manager type mindset. Because we've been put here on this earth to manage things, to preserve things, to keep things balanced, you know. It's the reason why we got a big brain. Our big brain needs to be utilized into the way that we can preserve and maintain this thing. I don't know, I just be thinking. Today, tonight, it's random thoughts, thinking about nature. Thinking about us being connected with nature. Thinking about natural resources. Because to me, more than this thing we call cash, crypto, all of that, natural resources is where the wealth is. Natural resources is some of our rarest commodities. And we need to take every opportunity to preserve them at all costs. Y'all be blessed. I'm fixing to finish wine and dine and get ready for another day. But just think about it, y'all. Maintain and keep those natural resources by any means necessary. Y'all be blessed and take care. Grow.